Hello everybody, it's me Nate, aka Devil Dog, and I'm back again with another video game flashback review. This time I'm reviewing Twisted Metal Black. Before I get started, a big shout out to my friend Deadman80 for helping me with the co-op parts in this game. This game was published by Sony Computer Entertainment and developed by Incog Inc. and released on June 19th of 2001 for the PlayStation 2. It is considered the fifth title in the Twisted Metal franchise series, and it was made as a reboot of the original series from Incog. They were the newest studio that were made out of original alumni from the original group that made all the other Twisted Metal games. They were known as Single Track, and they went on and formed a new business and made this remake. It also came with a weird free online version that allowed you to play it online. Now this version is single player only. It doesn't have online mode. It does have couch co-op, but since this is PlayStation, you can actually do share play and actually have someone else join you and play the two-player, almost like playing it online. So you actually are still able to play this online. You just have to use share play. Now, this was also the first game in the series of Twisted Metal to receive a PAL version, so other people from across the country and across the globe could actually finally play this. Now, this game consisted of 15 total playable characters. Some were new and some were returning that were actually kind of modified, made a little bit different, like Sweet Tooth turns into a robot now, which people love, but at the time it's kind of like, oh, that's stupid, but now it's like, come on, man, that's cool. Now, out of the 15, 5 must be unlocked through gameplay. Now, to explain that, most of the areas, much like the previous Twisted Metal games, are these vast areas that can change by doing certain things like blowing up certain items, hitting certain computer boards. It will open up and modify and change these areas. And a lot of the enemies you can unlock, the playable characters, you can find them hidden throughout these areas. And all these little black boxes that are located in 7 of the levels, basically once you collect them, they unlock new levels that you can play in the multiplayer mode. But there's a total of 15 different playable characters. Now, as for this game, it takes place in a fictional city called Midtown, where you play as a character that is locked up in a Blackfield mental asylum. Pretty much Calypso meets you and promises, hey, if you play in my tournament and you win, I'll grant you one wish. But we all know Calypso is like some sort of evil genie or something. He'll pick these maniacal, murdering psychopaths, and then when they win, he'll always give them a sick, twisted version of their wish. And honestly, this game is told through, at the time, pretty good CGI cutscenes of each of the characters. By today's standards, it looks really, really terrible. But man, back in 2001, it actually looked pretty good. And the fact that it actually had like these stories of all the characters that were explaining, where they came from, why they were in the asylum, and why they want the revenge on a certain character, was done quite well and sick and twisted. Now, you go through a total of 8 different levels in this game, and there's certain points where it will give you a choice of picking 1 or 2 different levels. Like you can pick a downtown area or a freeway level. So there's actually, I think, about maybe 12 different actual playable levels in this game, but you only go through 8 at a time. Halfway through, you have to fight a mid-boss known as Minion, and it's like Minion Stadium. And then the final boss is Warhawk, which is one of the cheapest, most lamest ass bosses ever. This is nothing but a bullet sponge, pain in the ass boss, where you're supposed to go and get these fuel trucks that show up and blow up the fuel trucks to damage his shield enough to finally be able to beat him. And meanwhile, he can knock you off and kill you. Hands down, Warhawk is the most cheapest ass boss out of all of the Twisted Metal franchise, and I absolutely hated it. I never remembered it until I'm playing it now. I must have blacked it out for a good reason, because I'll tell you what, man, going through and playing through Warhawk again, I did not like that boss at all. Now, as for control with the game, it has very similar controls to the last game, where the control is rather floaty. It's, you get going so fast, you can slam into walls, roll over and flip. And the controls really aren't that good. They're good for its time and they serve the purpose. But, plus the other thing is the actual control setup in this game is not that well done. You only have like 3 or 4 different preset configurations. You cannot button map any controls to any button you want. So you're forced to pick a controller setup that Incog has designed. Either you use the analog stick to act like the gas pedal, or you can set it up to where you have the trigger button as accelerator, which I prefer better. One button is to change your weapons, another button is to fire your weapons. So basically, it's kind of a hodgepodge. I kind of wish that they would actually allow you to do a different button mapping, because most of the configurations take a while to get used to. And once you do, you'll realize that this game is friggin' difficult as hell. Seriously. Now, when this game came out, it was actually received quite a good, well praised for it. It was praised for its super dark, twisted characters, the stories of them, but it was insanely unbalanced. It's still very unbalanced, a very difficult game. Some levels are actually kind of easy. You can actually go to a little area and hide, and you can wait for the enemies to come towards you, because the AI is really inconsistent. It's either balls to the wall, go and kill you, or just drive around in circles and do nothing for a couple minutes while the brain thinks of what to do. So I have found that some levels it's best just to run and hide and wait for the enemy, gather all kinds of weapons and ammo, and wait for the enemy to show up to actually blow them up, because it is difficult. Man, they will go after you and totally stomp the crap out of you, and you have 3 lives per level. If you lose all 3 lives, it's game over, and you have to go through the whole thing again. As you see footage here, me and my buddy Deadman80 were playing the split screen. It's 3 people per game. So when you're playing split screen, you only have 3 lives between both of you. And the thing that also that sucks is once you die 3 times, even if the other player isn't dead yet, the game ends. The game ends. So it's not like you have a life. Once there's 3 lives lost, it's game over. So even if you're still surviving, it's it. And I have found that the co-op mode online, since it also doesn't have a way to turn off friendly fire, is insanely difficult. It's even more difficult online co-op than it actually is single player. Now, this game went on to be nominated for several awards, but it didn't win any of them because it was going against Halo and Grand Theft Auto 3, I think, at the time. But it did go on to sell over 950,000 copies, making it over $31 million in the U.S. in total profit. And it was ranked as the 61st best-selling PlayStation 2 game. Now, it had a direct sequel in the works planned called Harbor City that had been developed most of the way through the game, but was later canceled for unknown reasons. It was really kind of neat because Harbor City was expanding on this game's ideas of having this giant interconnected world where it had these hub area with these other areas that were split off from it to make it like a giant open world of the city that you could go through. But sadly, it never came out. Now, you are able to play the 4 completed levels in a version of the game called Twisted Metal Head-On Extra Twisted version. So if you're able to get a copy of that game, you can actually play the Harbor City levels that were completed. And it was a shame because honestly, they went on to make several other Twisted Metal games after this. If you'd like to see me review them, leave in the comments below which one, and I see if I can. But even now, to this date, I can sit back and go, I have fond memories of all the Twisted Metal franchise, and I absolutely love it. I do think this one is the most unbalanced out of all of them, besides the very first one. But honestly, it's still fun. It's frantic. It's very, very well playable. The fact of how you have these evolving worlds areas that you can like do something to trigger the battleground to morph into a slightly larger one, and all the different moves and abilities. Everyone loves Calypso, though I think he kind of looks a little dorky in this particular version. But I can honestly say I'm still sitting here and waiting. Yo, Sony, hey, Sony, where's the fucking Twisted Metal game for PS5 already? Don't tell me it wouldn't sell well. You know that Twisted Metal has a die-hard fan base even still to today, and they would love, and they're still clamoring for a Twisted Metal game. I heard originally they were working on one, but it was supposed to be like some sort of online only, MMORPG, which would have been stupid as hell. No one wants those. Just make another online 8-player online classic Twisted Metal game, and I guarantee you'll sell millions of copies, Sony. What the fuck is wrong with you people? But in the end, that's my personal feeling of Twisted Metal Black. Do you think this was a good game for its time? Do you remember playing it? If you do, which was your favorite character out of all these characters to play as? And of course, there's a couple things I have to point out. Due to the insane difficulty of this game, there are cheat codes you can use, and the cheat codes do still allow you to get the trophies. So if you are a trophy hunter wanting to get a platinum on Twisted Metal Black all these years later on PlayStation 4, you absolutely can. Because there are codes that work for it that give you invincibility, and they're not that hard to find to look up. But in the end, can I say this is a good game? Yes, I can, even though it is highly imbalanced. The control is slippery. If they would just work on the control, tighten it up a bit, and work on the balance issues, this game would have been 100% phenomenal. But it's still a fast, frenetic, great playing game. And I can definitely say that Twisted Metal Black, even still to this day, holds up as a really good video game. Please leave in the comments below if you agree or disagree with me on anything. And of course here, you give me a thumbs up if you like this video, subscribe to my channel, and of course we always end our videos by saying, have fun, play hard, and remember people, the devil is in the details. Peace out until next time.